Hello, welcome to Very Nerd Corner. My name is Brandon, and this is my attempt to beat Pokemon X with only Alain's Pokemon. I'm going to try something new with the intro. I'm going to finish it faster than Alain finished Trevor's Charizard. Alain is a recurring character from the X and Y anime and a member of the Masters 8. Here is his team. Some of them are unavailable in the Kalos games, so some substitutions have been made and will be revealed as they come up. Comment down below and tell me your favorite Mega Evolution. I might do a Mega Evolutions only run sometime. The rules for this challenge are in the description down below and on screen right now. I'm not going to read them, I'm just going to jump right in. Without further ado, let's jump into Kalos and see how Alain worked his way to be the second most powerful trainer in the region. Our journey begins with a bird flying into my room and waking me up. Rude. I stumble out of bed and head downstairs to see what Mama's doing. She sends me back upstairs to get dressed so I can embark on my journey. Cool, fine. I didn't want breakfast anyway. We head to Aquacord Town where we meet the most forgettable characters in Pokemon. I can't even be bothered to remember their names. They ask to give me a nickname, but they're all dumb. Instead, I insist they call me A-Train. I get to choose a starter here, so it's time for my first encounter. I choose Chespin and name him Crawler. More plot happens, but it's time to move on. Girl 1 decides she wants to battle us with her frog, but a couple of Mind Whips put her in her place. Alain can't be bothered with such trivial challenges, so you won't see any unworthy battles in this video. Before our journey begins properly, we give our letter of recommendation to Mom, who gives us even more clothes and sends us on our way. On Route 2, it's time for our next encounter. Since P-Dup isn't found in Kalos, I've decided to catch Pidgey instead. Both are useless beginner bird Pokemon. My Pidgey is named Tsukuyomi, and he's useless. Boosted special attack, lowered speed, single feet ability. Way to stay on brand, Pidgey. In Santaloon City, I stopped by the boutique to buy a new hat. Gotta get as close to Alain's clothes as I can get. Time for our first gym battle against Viola. Our first Pokemon is a Surskit and I choose Crawler. Rollout does heavy damage while it wastes some time spitting bubbles and splashing a bit of water. The second hit from Rollout takes it out and brings out Viola's ace Vifalon. However, it can't do much before Crawler plows into her and knocks her out. Our first badge is earned, and we move on. On the way to our next destination, Crawler evolves into Quilladin. He looks like he belongs in Sonic, not Pokemon, and yet, here he is. Shortly afterward, we meet Left and Right, who tell us about the new fairy type and give us the TM for return. We enter Lumio City to find Professor Sycamore. Also, I have to interrupt here to show you this hilarious glitch in the randomizer. Every medical item that I pick up gives me 255 of it. So now, I have hundreds of all medicine items. But strangely, it doesn't affect regular items at all. I can't explain it, it's just hilarious. We meet Professor Sycamore for the first time, accompanied by a dramatic camera pan and tilt combo. It's strange to meet the prof so late in the game, but I won't complain when we get this amazing dynamic camera work. Sycamore wants to battle, so Tsukuyomi handily defeats him. As a reward, he lets us pick a Kanto starter. Obviously, I picked Charmander, even though this isn't technically how Alain acquires his Charmander. His name is Dynamite, and he curiously has the same nature as Crawler. Oh, we also got the Charizard X to Mega Evolve later. Can't forget that. Before we leave town, we check out Cafe Soleil with Girl 2. Or is she Girl 1? I don't remember. I can't be bothered. Whoever she is, she's with us when we meet Diantha and Lysander, both of whom have impeccable fashion. We run into Boy A and Boy B on the next route, but they're as useless as the girls. We're skipping them. But we aren't skipping evolutions. Tsukuyomi evolves into Pidgeotto, and Dynamite becomes Charmeleon. Everyone's growing up so fast. They aren't kids anymore. We find a sleeping Snorlax on the next route, but nobody has a Pokeflute. Naturally, Alain has to go find one. Once we do, we take on the teddy bear with Dynamite, who defeats it quite easily with a few bursts of Dragon Rage. Nearing the next town, Left and Right show up again to add the coastal region to my Pokedex. Just in time to add a Pokemon to the team. I take a chance and hunt here for one of two Pokemon, and I find a Bagon! I capture him and name him Knuckle Duster. He replaces Metagross since Beldum isn't native to Kalos. Both are Gen 3 pseudo-legendaries, so I'm counting it. I hope you don't mind. We arrive at Ambret Town, where we visit the fossil lab. The scientists send us to Glittering Cave to retrieve fossils or information about Mega Evolution. Oh, and girl number whatever is here too. The road to the cave is quite rugged, so we get to ride a Rhyhorn, which is great. Deep within Glittering Cave, we meet Team Flare for the first time, which is the only thing of note that happens here. Speaking of noteworthy things, the battle against Grant is not one of them. Crawler buffs himself with Swords Dance before smashing Amar's face with Rock Smash. Tyrant comes in and starts biting him, but Crawler fights through the paralysis to smash the Rock Dino and earn our second badge. In Geocinch Town, we run into Team Flare again. A grunt disappears down a dead end. Red is seeming pretty sus. We leave town, but not before getting attacked by 2 dogs. Yo girl, keep these mutts on a leash. Oh, you're the Shallower City gym leader, so I should get my badge now that I beat you, right? Right? Wait, where are you going? Give me my badge! Miffed, we head into Reflection Cave, but not before grinding everyone to level 30 so that Knuckle Duster can evolve into Shelgon. Reflection Cave is super scary. Boba Fett are here, ready to jump you and murder everything you hold dear. And there are plenty of strong trainers as well. Fortunately, we managed to make it through without any tragedy. We are dangerously close to the level cap though. Our next objective is to check out the Tower of Mastery. There, the Mega Evolution Guru rambles about a random stone for some reason. Seriously, why is this intriguing stone even a plot point? He rambles until Girl and Girler show up. After even more dialogue, Girl and I have to fight to see who will receive the Mega Ring. I win, meaning the bracelet is mine, assuming I can defeat Karina. Again. Unfortunately, in fighting the gym trainers, Crawler and Dynamite go over the level cap, so Tsukiyomi and Knuckle Duster will have to manage this gym on their own. Karina begins with Mienfu and I send out Tsukiyomi. I protect to avoid fake out, then knock her out with a single aerial ace. Machoke comes out and we trade heavy hits. Machoke then manages to kill 1 bird with 2 stones by hitting a second rock tomb after lowering our speed. Unbothered, I send out Knuckle Duster and take him out with a quick headbutt. Now for the finale, Hawlucha. But KD is only really good at headbutting things, so that's what we do. Thanks to some extra chip from the Rocky Helmet, Hawlucha falls a couple of turns later, earning us our second victory over Karina. I bury Tsukiyomi and head to the top of the Tower of Mastery. Karina is there to battle us again. She gives us a dog so we can Mega Evolve him. Humorously, I forget to do just that and quickly lose the battle. But Karina insists that I try Mega Evolution, so we rematch immediately. This time, I win and get to keep the dog. I name him Arlo after my stupid dog. And now we can Mega Evolve. But because it's Alain, I'm only allowing Charizard to do it and only against other Mega Evolved Pokemon. Leaving town, some random guy wants to give us a Lapras. Why does everyone have these and give them away for free? We accept the sea creature, name her Boat, and teach her surf. Now we can cross bodies of water. And, to make it even better, Lapras has a unique surfing sprite. So cool! And if that wasn't cool enough, we also get to ride a Skiddo on this route. Skiddo can jump over fences and ledges, and trainers won't challenge you while you're riding. We scurry across the route, then switch to Boat so we can surf to Azure Bay. Here we find our next encounter, an Inkay. I catch him and name him Eraser. He's sent to the PC for now, but we're adding him to the team ASAP. In Coumarine City, we find a lady overlooking the sea. She quizzes us about TM moves and gives us a free TM each day. Today, we get Confide. Outside the gym, Girl wants to battle, and this was a brutal fight. As always, she leads with her Meow Stick, and I will always lead with Knuckle Duster. A couple of bites take down the cat, but KD doesn't have enough health to keep going. I swap out for Crawler, fortunately avoiding any pursuit nonsense from Absol. Once again, I take out Girl's Pokemon with 2 hits, but I'm left with too little HP to continue. Braixen comes out, so I fight fire with fire. And guess what happens? He gets off 2 attacks and is brought to 6 HP. But Braixen is still alive, so I have to switch for Eraser. He is my only hope. He takes heavy damage from Fire Spin, but I have to stay in. Braixen attacks with another Fire Spin, but he misses, so Eraser is able to take out the Fox, winning us the battle. Time to beat up an old man. I start with Eraser against his Jumpluff. I use the pro strat of Switcheroo to give him an item, thus avoiding massive damage from Acrobatics. I then switched for Dynamite, getting hit with Leech Seed. But 2 Flame Bursts burn the Puffball to ashes. As expected, Go-Goat is next. I switched to Crawler. Go-Goat deals heavy damage with Takedown, but Crawler manages to take him down with 2 Poison Jabs. Last is Weepinbell. I pivot Dynamite back in, avoid a crit, and incinerate it with a Blaze-boosted Flame Burst. That battle was pretty tough, and I had to use some actual strategy to win, but win I did. We leave Coumarine City and enter perhaps the worst route in the history of Pokemon. You have random Pokemon tunneling after you, most of whom have Arena Trap to prevent fleeing. Repels don't keep them away, and they move quickly and erratically. And then there's this horrible wind that makes you move infuriatingly slowly. And on top of that, there are all these grind rails to traverse and some Team Flare plot. Excuse me while I skip. But I won't skip the evolutions that happened on this route. Dynamite and Crawler reached level 36 and evolved into Charizard and Chestnut after the same battle. Go team! We arrive in Lumiose City again, where we reunite with Girl and meet Clement and his sister Bonnie. Clement lights the gym/tower, which I think is wrong on my emulator. Every cutscene has been in silhouette, which is weird. Anyway, let's climb the tower and take down Clement. Round 1 is Knuckle Duster versus Emolga. The squirrel foolishly goes for quick attack, allowing me to Obito it. Trap it under one rock, then kill it with another. Magneton is second, so I bite it to break its sturdy. It flinches, so I switch out to Crawler while Magneton gets ready to do the electric slide. A single bulldoze takes it out on the next turn, bringing in Heliolisk. Crawler tanks a Thunderbolt, then installs 2 Hyper Potions before the dance floor fades away. That leaves Heliolisk open to one final bulldoze, taking it out and winning us the battle. After that tense battle, Sycamore wants us to meet him at the local cafe. And surprise, Lysander is here. He's ranting and raving about people being filth. Pro tip, anybody who calls others filth is probably a villain. I've never heard that word used by a good guy. We head to Route 14 to reach Levere City. There, Boy compares Pokedexes with me and Girl challenges me to a battle. I defeat them both easily and move on. The next step is to face Valerie for our 6th badge. But she didn't stand a chance. Dynamite is able to set up 3 Swords Dances against Mawile, then sweep her entire team. I actually had to do this fight twice because I forgot to hit record. And curiously, this time, Sylveon manages to survive what must be the lowest possible roll on damage. But it falls the next turn, earning our new badge in true Alain domination fashion. And now it's finally time for some more team members. We find a Pawniard in the grass on Route 15. He's going to be a key member for us, just as he was for Alain in the anime. We catch him in a quick ball and name him Stain. I start recording the next day by returning to Coumarine City. I revisit the TM girl, who asks about the move Embargo and gives us the TM. Thanks, girl. Next, we head across Route 17 toward Anastar City. We get to add Mamoswine to the list of rideable Pokemon we've used. We also add Murkrow the Sneasel to our team. Unfortunately, I won't be able to evolve her into Weavile, but she'll be a great addition nonetheless. We reach Anastar and hit up the local boutique. We update our drip to be a bit closer to Alain's style. Dark and brooding. Perfect. Let's get that badge. Olympia is a mistress of psychic types, but I have several dark types. I choose Stain for his debut battle. I use Swords Dance twice to buff his attack. Olympia deals heavy damage with Air Slash, then mild chip damage with Fake Out. But she can't stop Stain from murdering all 3 of her Pokemon with 3 hits from Assurance. As we leave the gym, Lysander sends a group video text to the Holocasters. I hate group texts. Anyway, he says that he's reviving the ultimate weapon and destroying anyone who isn't on his side. So basically he's a 1%er. Cool. Guess the bourgeoisie has to stop him. Flying back to Lumiose City, we enter Lysander's cafe where he challenges us almost immediately to the first of 3 battles. I was going to skip it, but then it was an interesting fight. First is Knuckle Duster versus Mienfoo. That stupid bear thing dodges 2 Zen headbutts before taking out half of KD's health in a single hit. It finally falls to the 3rd attack, bringing out Gyarados. I pivot to Dynamite, hoping to stall Outrage and let Gyarados hit himself in confusion. Care to guess how that went? Ouch. This battle has already been like a quadruple whammy. I send out Crawler. Spiky Shield helps us whittle Gyarados low enough to knock him out with a Seed Bomb, but not before Crawler falls to yellow health. Murkrow comes in, so I switch to Stain to resist all his attacks. This works, allowing Stain to knock out the bird with 2 Metal Claws. Last is Pyroar. Oh no. I send in Knuckle Duster, who barely survives a Fire Blast, but I need a safe switch, so KD has to die. I send in an Eraser, who is immolated before he can even miss a Hypnosis. Desperate, Murkrow comes out, Somehow, she survives a fire blast, but she does minimal damage before falling the next turn to Hyper Voice. I send Stain back in, wanting to protect Crawler, but surprise, Fire Blast hits and murders him too. Can you salvage this Crawler? Please? You've done so much for me, and you're dead too. Well, time for attempt number 2. I'm not restarting the entire run, I'm just redoing the battle. If you don't like that, oh well. The hardcore Nuzlocke rules never include restarting the game at a whiteout. Rematch time. Let's go through this quickly. Mienfoo falls to Zen Headbutt without doing any damage. Gyarados murders Knuckle Duster with Outrage. Gyarados takes himself out with Confusion damage and Chip from Spiky Shield. I try to set up with Dynamite against Murkrow, but am immediately punished for it with Foul Play. Murkrow avenges Dynamite with Ice Shard. Pyroar incinerates Murkrow, and then Crawler, before finally falling to Eraser's clutch Hypnosis Superpower combo. Well, that was technically a win, but there's no way I'm taking down Team Flare with an Inkay and a Pawniard. I'm going to retry that Lysander fight until I win with only 1 or 2 losses. Before I do, I level up a bit to prepare. I also figure out how to evolve Eraser. I had to right-click on the bottom screen of my emulator, then move my mouse to the top screen while leveling him up. But it worked, and now I have a Malamar. I get everyone to level 50, which also means that Knuckle Duster gets to evolve. Now I have another powerhouse. Let's see Lysander handle me now. Mienfoo, meet Eraser's Psycho Cut. Gyarados, meet Eraser's Hypnosis and Thunderbolt. Pyroar, Hypnosis and Dynamite's Boosted Dig. Murkrow, meet the new Knuckle Duster and his Rocky Helmet. Now that we beat Lysander, we have to find the elevator key. Let's just cut to when that's done. But while we're working on that, Stain levels up and evolves into Bisharp. Now the team is as evolved as it can be. Once we have the key, we descend to basement level 2. We find Lysander and Tallboy AZ, who gives us a ton of backstory for Kalos. There's a war, an ultimate weapon, total annihilation of life, the death and resurrection of a fairy. Honestly, I checked out here. I grow weary of the apocalyptic villain plans. When can we go back to villainous teams that want to free Pokemon or just steal Pokemon? Why does everyone want to destroy the entire world? Anyway, we descend further into the base. We defeat another Flare admin who lets us push a button in an attempt to stop the weapon from awakening. We choose incorrectly, but it didn't matter. The villain was going to activate it anyway, because he's a villain. We watch it rise from the ground of Geosinge Town, ruining the real estate values for sure. Oh, and threatening all life in Kalos, both of which are bad. We quickly fly to Geosinge Town, where that one girl wants to tag along. Fine, just don't slow me down. Entering the hideout, Lysander challenges us again, but we handle him in much the same way as before, so it's not worth showing. This stupid girl tells me to head downstairs to find the legendary Pokemon, then stops me from doing just that, only to tell me to hurry up. What does it look like I'm doing? The girl joins us to fight a slew of admins. I was going to skip them until I realized something curious about their strategies. They keep using moves like Taunt and Scary Face, literally to taunt us and slow us down. And then they use villainy moves like Sucker Punch and Foul Play. These admins are very on brand, and I love it. Reaching the bottom level, we enter the final chamber where the weapon and legendary Pokemon rest. 6 admins appear and threaten us, so the one girl runs away. The other girl chases her, as do 2 admins. So now I'm facing 4 admins solo. What absolute nonsense. So much for fighting together. Once again, I'm doing all the work. After doing said work, the weapon activates, awakening Xerneas. The giant elk challenges us, but we toss our Master Ball and end the battle immediately. Lysander then shows up with the most baffling device. Like, what is that? And why do you have it? Instead of answers, we get our 3rd battle with Lysander. I've shown 3 different fights with him already, so I'm speeding through this one as well. Mienshao is just as easy as Mienfoo. Pyroar falls to a couple Zen Headbutts as well. Stain takes down Honchkrow pretty easily, and last is Gyarados, so I switch to Dynamite, expecting an Earthquake. The Serpent changes into a Shrimp and does exactly that. Expecting Aquatail, I then switch to Crawler. Crawler tanks Aquatail and Outrage before retaliating with Seed Bomb. He takes down the Jumbo Shrimp with a clutch critical hit. This ends Lysander's reign of terror for good. We then head to Route 18 and enter Terminus Cave, where we use Sweet Scent to find a horde of Aeron. We catch one and name her Red Riot. She's going to replace Stain for now. Oh, and this is the replacement for Tyranitar. Both are found here, but Larvitar is only catchable in Pokemon Y. Both are big dinosaur-like Pokemon with 4 times weaknesses to fighting move, so it works for me. We soon reach Coroway Town, where Sycamore asks us to meet him. He talks about our journey before challenging us to a battle. His first Pokemon is Venusaur, and I lead with Eraser. My Squid monster makes the dinosaur extinct again a few turns later, but he's left on 22 HP and cannot continue. I pivot to Crawler to face Blastoise. A Seed Bomb takes him to red health, then Bulldoze finishes him off. Last is Charizard, so I switch to my actual dragon. Fun fact, Knuckle Duster deals more chip damage with Rocky Helmet than Charizard dealt directly with Wing Attack. KD softens the fake dragon with his actual Dragon Breath. Then Charizard commits Seppuku on our helmet. Weird choice for a professor, but okay. On the next route, we encounter the 3 Stooges on a bridge. I brought back Stain briefly for this mini gauntlet, so let's see how it goes. Girl has Delcatty, Goodra, and Greninja. Stain takes down the first 2, then shares the glory with Crawler for the 3rd. Boy 1 uses Talonflame, Crawdaunt, and Roserade. Knuckle Duster defeats the first, Crawler bombs the second, and Dynamite scorches the 3rd. The other boy then heals our team up, which only further seals his fate. But before I get to that, did anybody else notice the weird vice things jutting out of Bisharp's torso? What are those? Why are they so prominent? That's horrifying. Anyway, Stain slashes Raichu to bits. Dynamite defeats his Florges with his iconic Howitzer Impact. Lastly, Knuckle Duster conquers Aerodactyl in an aerial battle, winning us the gauntlet. The Stooges give each other a pat on the back before leaving. Girl dawdles long enough to give us the HM for Waterfall. Before heading to the gym, we clear out some trainers so Red Riot can level up and evolve into Aggron. The battle with Wulfric is super easy. Red Riot makes her battle debut and goes unbreakable, smashing down both Abomasnow and Cryogonal. She needs medical attention now though, so Dynamite swoops in to save his bestie and explodes Avalugg with a single flamethrower. Nothing can stop these Class A heroes. To enter Victory Road for the final stretch, we have to battle an Ace Trainer. It's a bit of a rough fight. His first Pokemon is a Carbink. I swap Knuckle Duster for Red Riot while the little monster sets up Stealth Rock, which is problem number 1. Unlike Carbink, who is obliterated by Ironhead, problem 2 is the Kingdra that comes out. Crawler comes in and survives 2 Ice Beams with just enough health to win with an Overgrow boosted Seed Bomb. But then he's frozen. Problem number 3. Now I have to switch to Eraser. After taking a critical hit, problem number 4, I risk a second Night Slash and take down Kingdra. Back to Red Riot for Raichu. But problems number 5 and 6 arise here. Thunderbolt does tons of damage, and Raichu survives Bulldoze. I have to switch again. Murkrow comes in, takes heavy damage, then wins with a priority Ice Shard. Ooh, that reminds me. What if I did a run with only priority moves? That would be wild. Comment down below and tell me what games you'd like to see that in if you want to see it. Anyway, look at my team. I'm not even in Victory Road yet. Speaking of, deep within Victory Road, the girl challenges us to another battle, but it's as brutal of a slaughter as always, so we're skipping it again. She mocks us by giving us some revives before running off. After grinding and collecting more TMs, here's the team leveled up to 65 to match the Elite Four's aces. First, we challenge Seabold, but Crawler's able to bomb most of his Pokemon into oblivion without taking much damage. Eraser contributes by electrocuting Gyarados. Moving on. Malva also proves to be little trouble. The most exciting part of her battle was switching between Red Riot, Dynamite, and Knuckle Duster to stall out Stone Edges. Then, some Swords Dance boosted Earthquakes take out the rest of her team. Third is Wickstrom. Unsurprisingly, Dynamite melts most of them down to nothing. I have to swap in for Crawler to handle Probopass, but otherwise, another easy win. Hopefully, Drasna is a challenge. Oh right, Knuckle Duster is a Salamence. He outspeeds all of her Pokemon and takes them out with a single hit from Dragon Claw. The only damage he takes is from Rough Skin. too easy. We enter the illuminated door, ascend the brilliant elevator, and enter the champion's chamber. Diantha is there, eager to fight. The tension in the air is palpable. We both post up and send out our first Pokemon. Diantha chooses Hawlucha, and I choose Dynamite. Hawlucha hits me with Poison Jab, and I Mega Evolve Charizard. This is the final battle, and I have not used Mega Charizard at all yet. I have set up a Swords Dance to get ready for the rest of her team. Hawlucha falls to Aerial Ace. Tyrantrum and Goodra fall to Dragon Claw. Then I beat Aurorus with Earthquake, and Gourgeist with another Aerial Ace. Last is Gardevoir. Gardevoir matches my Mega Evolution, but Charizard outspeeds and knocks her out almost immediately with another Earthquake. And that's it. Alain has conquered the Kalos region and become the champion. He's moved a step above his rank in the anime, and he got much more respect than in the Masters 8 tournament. Just like in Marvel movies, there's a mid-credits scene. There's a big ceremony rewarding me and Loser Squad for saving the region and the world. Cool, glad they're getting credit for doing nothing. Then Tallboy shows up, curious about trainers, so we engage him in battle. I'll leave it on in the background while I wrap up. This run was a lot of fun. I wish I'd had access to Metagross and Tyranitar to fill out Alain's team though. In retrospect, I should have just used Pokemon Y, since I only used Mega Evolution at the end. Having Charizard X wasn't relevant, but having Tyranitar would have been cool. I also gained much more respect and admiration for X and Y. I've not played them a lot, but I loved this romp through the game. The trips between gym leaders were surprisingly tough. I was a bit surprised that the league was so easy. I struggled way more against random trainers on random routes. Alain's record ended up being 3 attempts and 1 death. That puts him in 3rd place among the Masters 8 so far. Not bad for being the only non-champion in the ranks. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, try hitting the subscribe button 3 times. I hear that fixes it. Also, I tried a few new things with the script. I shortened the intro and tried to do the same with the outro here. I also included more non-story battles and tried to add some more personality and flair to the way that I narrated those battles. Let me know what worked and what didn't. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next run. Until then, be kind and make good choices. Later, nerds.